Welcome back, gang. Jayhuahua here. Another Football Manager 2022 experiment. It's too little, too large. That's like a Fast and the Furious franchise. Yeah, and we're back. Yes, this is too little, too large, or little and large too. The premise is the same. The smallest player possible versus the tallest player possible. Who will reign supreme? Now, few little differences from last time. If you remember, if you've seen the last version, you will know. They both ended up in Liverpool, and because they had them as perfect players, for some reason, the smallest player was decided to be chosen and favoured, and the tall player didn't do anything internationally. He did, but he didn't. Right? He played second fiddle to Mr. Little for his entire career. So, what have we done this time? Well, this is the base attribute state. It's identical for both. They have got exactly the same current home and world reputation. Their hidden attributes are as such. Drink them in. Glug, glug, glug. They are both strikers with a left foot of 20 and a right foot of 8. And these are the stats. So, things like jumping reach at 10. I would anticipate that through the course of this career, because they both got perfect potential, 200 perfect potential, 110 to begin with, 200 maximum. So the jumping reach is at 10. I would imagine Mr. Large, his jumping reach is going to increase because he's 6'11". Mr. Little, not so much. But they've got exactly the same stats. 20 natural fitness, 4'11" for Mr. Little. So what we're going to do, as we put them at two different League Two clubs, we're going to go forward 1 year, see what's happening. And they're both still at their clubs. Mr. Little is now 120 in terms of his attributes. He scored 15 in 45 for Mansfield. Mr. Large is now 119. And he scored 12 in 44. Not great, is it? Little and Large are both in the Media Dream 11. Mansfield and Tranmere. So Tranmere had the better season. Okay, so not a lot's happened in that first season. Right, let's go forward 5 years to 2027. Okay, transfers ahoy. So, Mr. Little is at Aston Villa. He's 22 years old and he's grown an inch. He's now 5 foot. And look at his stats. He's really kicked on. He's now 174 recommended current ability. Jumping reach of 9, so he's deteriorated in that regard. 5 goals in 10 games for England, 21 under-21 caps and 18 under-21 goals. He moved for 425,000 after a second season with Mansfield, and he's been at Aston Villa ever since, becoming a mainstay. Mr. Large doesn't look as good, and he's nowhere near as good. 145. Not 175 like Matey Boy. Not capped for England yet. 23 under-21 caps. 28 under-21 goals. He moved to Manchester United for £375,000 after a second season with Tranmere. And he's not really played that much for them. So going to the big club has not helped his progress. Disappointing. Disappointing. Yeah, there's not really a lot to look at here. Mr. Little is doing considerably better than Mr. Large, and it's because he's gone to a big club. Not happening again, is it? Surely. Why can't the AI just do an experiment properly for me? Right, it's 2032. We've moved on again. Ow. Changes are afoot. Mr. Little has moved to Bayern Munich. He's 27 years old, current ability of 200. He's hit it. Let's have a look at his polygon. And there's his polygon. Oh my God. Unbelievable. What a player. Whatever they paid for him, it was worth it. 65 caps, 56 goals. £114 million he moved from Aston Villa. Worth every penny. Worth every penny. Still only 5 foot. elite striker. Mr. Large. That's more like it. That's more like it. 10 caps, 9 goals. Not happening again. Please, it's not happening again. It's happening again. So his current ability is 182. So his recommended current ability anyway. So he's not hit the 200. Not Mr. Little. Not as quick. But then he's got his jumping reach up at 19. You know, he's probably not going to be as quick. He's probably not going to improve his acceleration because of the height. Probably something in the game. So Tottenham have bought him £56 million. United never really played him. He's now playing regularly at Tottenham and he's kicked on from there. He's really kicked on in his 20s. So it goes to show that when they start getting regular playing time, they start to get towards their potential, regardless of age. Whereas in previous Football Managers, I believe the window for improvement was far smaller. So this is a great tip right at the very end of the FM22 cycle. Hopefully it'll be the same on the next one. As you can see as well, Mr. Little has scored a lot more goals, but he's also played a lot more games. So it's very difficult in terms of what we can hope to achieve. He's won the Champions League with Bayern. When did he go to Bayern? 1, 2, 3 years he's been at Bayern. Oh, Bayern bought him straight after they'd won the Champions League against Liverpool twice. Just won it again. Interesting. No tournament win for Tottenham. Fulham runner up here. Wow. Fair enough. Have a quick look at England. Yeah, the top players. Mr. Little is in the top players. Oh, Reece James at Arsenal. Mason Mount at United. Jude Bellingham at PSG. Okay. How have they done? 2 World Cups. So 2022 they won it. And they won the Euros in 2024. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to simulate through to near the end of the guys' careers. Probably the last season where they both played together. Or at least last season they both played. They've not played together. Okay, here we go. They're both about to retire at 39 years young. Still at Bayern Munich, still at Tottenham. 990 appearances and Mr. Little. 600 career goals. Mr. Large, 851, 875. Mr. Little is still 164 in terms of current ability. And still an amazing player. God's still got 13 pace. I'd be livid if he's retiring. 146 caps, 122 goals. Mr. Large. Really fallen off with the pace. Yeah, he's 154 now. He may have got up there. But again, he's looking brilliant. His speed's really gone. His dynamics. Wants to go out on loan to help secure a permanent move, but he's also retiring in 8 days' time. 43 caps, 39 goals. It's happened again. Mr. Little has outshone. So he's become a bit of a Tottenham legend. And Tottenham have just won the league. Tottenham have won the league the last 5 years. Bloody hell. When did he go there? Oh. So in terms of milestones, in terms of competitions, runner-up in Champions League, Premier Division champions. Won like 4, 5, 6 Premier Leagues. Impressive. That is really impressive. I didn't expect that. Right, so the Champions League. And you go and say, oh, that's impressive. They've won 5 Premier Leagues in a row. Bayern Munich have won 1, 2, 3, 4. In 11 years, they've won 10 Champions Leagues. And in that time, when they didn't win it against Wolfsburg, they bloody came runner-up. They've basically been in the Champions League 11 years in a row. Final, sorry. No, 12, because they lost to Arsenal. Oh, and then they won there. What's that, 14 years in a row? Then they had a year off. Then they were in the final, lost to Zebra. Then they won twice against Liverpool. So yeah, you look at the competitions. I mean, you didn't win the Bundesliga in 2042. Who the hell won that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 Champions Leagues in a row. And 3. Unbelievable. Who's won it? Leipzig, Dortmund, Wolfsburg. God, 2 years in a row they didn't win it. You were second every time they didn't win it, but wow. So in terms of accolades, in terms of winning trophies, Mr. Little's clearly won more than Mr. Large. Mr. Large has won Premier League divisions, which I think is more impressive than winning the Bundesliga with Bayern Munich. But the sheer dominance they've had in the Champions League leads me to think that they did all right. Mr. Little's done all right for him. He's played a hell of a lot. He's played a very important role for them over the years. He's also got a lot more caps for England. England, and they're currently second in the world. 2 World Cups, another European Championship in 2036. Very impressive. And the only thing really to look at now is World Player of the Year, Golden Ball, whatever it is. Mr. Little. Oh, Mr. Large won it in 2041 for Tottenham, but Mr. Little has just... Kylian Mbappe was at Bayern Munich as well. Football of the Year. Yeah, again, Mr. Little. Absolutely dominant. Mr. Little again. Yeah, Mr. Large won once. Mr. Little's won about 10. Mr. Little won the Under-21 Football of the Year. Mr. Large never did. Well, that's that gang. Oh, hang on. And World Team of the Year. So, Mr. Little's there. I mean, of course Mr. Little's there. But Mr. Large has been slotted back into attacking midfield. He can play there. He's been accommodated in the World All-Season Team 11. Fair play. Mr. Little can actually play attacking midfield well. But they're both retiring. This is the end of the road for the pair of them. And I'll be completely honest with you. Again, it's come out in a landslide for Mr. Little. Which... I don't know what to make of it, because height seems to be so important in this year's match engine. Heading ability. Big, tall, beefy players seem to be so much better than some of the shorter, more creative players. I feel this is a very fair test. They both had equal opportunity to improve. Mr. Large going to Man United probably did him no favours. Whereas Mr. Little went to Aston Villa and he was more of their level, and he was put into the first team and he was allowed to flourish, and flourish he did. Mr. Large has by no means had a bad career. You know, he's scored, what? 344 goals in 632 appearances. He's been a mainstay of Tottenham for many years. Vincent Kompany's the manager. Interesting. And they've got 8 Premier Division titles. You know, 5 there, 1 there. 6 Premier Division titles under with him at the helm. Aston Villa there. Look at that. Ooh. second place. Yeah, so overall, an interesting experiment, and a result I wasn't expecting. When I first started doing these little and large ones, I was expecting height to just dominate, but it hasn't. It leads me to think that there's something intrinsic in the height attribute that prevents certain attributes from improving more, and I think one of them is pace, and the more pace you have, the better. So I think height is important, but I think within reason. I think 6'11" is a bit excessive. But I don't know. This is the AI. If I was using both players, would I get the best out of both of them? Damn right I would. And if I just had one of them, could I make sure he had the better career? Pretty much certainly. Because, yeah, I'd think so. I don't know. But that is for another time. Quite possibly, we might do this again, but I might do it with different positions as well, like 3 little, 3 large or something. Defender, midfielder, and attacker. Yeah, we'll see. But thank you very much for watching, gang. Please do like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. Take care. I'll see you next time.